Welcome to Get Unstuck with Michele, the podcast where we embark on a transformative journey through the realms of the mind, spirit, and soul. I'm Michele, your shamanic coach, here to guide you through the untamed wilderness of self-discovery and personal growth. Together, we'll unravel the threads that bind us to the past, release the weight that anchors us in the present, and unfurl the wings of potential that carry us toward a vibrant, purposeful future. Join me as we explore ancient wisdom, mystical practices, and powerful insights to awaken the spirit within and break free from stagnation. Let's take that courageous step together and get unstuck.
You know, fear can really mess with us sometimes. It doesn't matter if it's the fear of screwing up, the fear of actually succeeding, yes, that's a thing, or just plain old fear itself. We've all been there, and it's like a big stop sign on the road to success. But you know what? Fear isn't our boss. There are some pretty cool ways to show it who's boss. So here are some tips to help you kick fear to the curb. The first one is to separate reality from perception. This is like separating the cheese from the macaroni in your favorite dish. You want the real deal, not just the cheesy perception of it. When fear starts creeping in, it often messes with your head and makes things seem way scarier than they actually are. It's like your emotions crank up the volume while the facts get muted in the background. So think about it like this. You've got a big presentation at work, and your palms are sweaty, your heart is racing, and you're convinced that the whole office is going to think you're a bumbling mess. That's the perception part. Your emotions are running the show. But if you take a step back and separate reality from perception, it might look something like this. You've done your research, you know your stuff, and you've practiced this presentation a gazillion times. Your coworkers have seen you do great work before, and they're not out to judge your every move. See what we did there? We shifted the focus from emotional chaos to hard facts. When you take a moment to do this, you're like a detective uncovering the truth. You're putting on your Sherlock Holmes hat and saying, hold on, what are the real facts here? It's like taking a chill pill for your brain. Next time fear comes knocking, remember this. You're in control. Pause for a second, analyze the situation, and focus on the cold, hard facts. Your emotions might be screaming, but the facts are your anchor in the storm. It's all about keeping it real. The second thing you can do is to identify the trigger. Think of it as being your very own fear detective. You're on a mission to uncover the sneaky culprit behind your fear. You're about to step into a crowded room, and suddenly your heart starts racing. Your palms get all sweaty, and you feel like you're about to do the cha-cha-cha with fear. Now, instead of letting fear run the show, you're going to play detective and ask, what's causing this ruckus? Identifying the trigger is like shining a spotlight on the fear gremlin hiding in the shadows. It's the first step to kicking that gremlin to the curb. So you start digging. Maybe it's the fear of being judged by others, or maybe it's the fear of stumbling over your words. Maybe it's a past experience that's haunting you. Whatever it is, once you've got your finger on it, you're in control. Knowing the source of your fear is like disarming a bomb. You're taking away its power. Once you know what's causing that fear, you can start coming up with a game plan to tackle it. Let's say you discover that your fear is triggered by the thought of people laughing at your mistakes. Now you can work on building confidence in your abilities and reminding yourself that making mistakes is just part of being human. You're the fearless detective here. When fear shows up, put on your detective hat and say, all right, what's the trigger? Once you've cracked the case, you're on your way to conquering that fear and becoming the fearless superhero you were meant to be. The third strategy is to know where fear lives in your body. Think of it like having a chat with your body because it's trying to tell you something important. You're cruising along and suddenly fear comes knocking at the door. Your heart might race, your stomach might do somersaults, or maybe your shoulders start doing this weird tension dance. Sound familiar? That's fear showing its physical side. But here's the thing. Fear doesn't just play the same tune for everybody. It's a versatile actor, and it can manifest differently in each one of us. I might be using these same ideas or visualizations to show what fear might look like, but it may be different for you. For you, it might be a pounding headache or a stiff neck. For somebody else, it might be butterflies in the stomach. So no matter what I say as for what fear might look like, just know what it looks like for you. But instead of just letting these physical reactions run wild, it's time to tune in. Pay attention to how fear is giving your body the memo. If it likes to camp out in your back, causing stress knots, then you've got some inside info. What you do next is like having a secret weapon against fear. Let's say it's your back that's feeling the heat. You can combat that tension with some stretches or foam rolling. It's like sending fear packing from its temporary Airbnb in your muscles. So next time fear comes knocking, have a little chat with your body. Ask it, hey, where are you feeling this fear? Once you've got the answer, treat your body with some TLC. It's like giving yourself a mini spa day and telling fear, you're not welcome here. Next on the list is practicing gratitude. It's like a big, warm mind hug every day. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, and instead of diving headfirst in the whirlpool of worries, you take a moment to reflect on the good stuff in your life. It could be as simple as the smell of fresh coffee, a cozy blanket, or the fact that you woke up to see another day. Gratitude is like this magic potion that can transform your outlook. When you make it a daily habit to count your blessings, it's like training your brain to look for the silver linings, even in stormy clouds. Fear is a dark cloud looming overhead, and when you practice gratitude, you're poking holes in that cloud, and that lets the sunshine in. It doesn't make the fear cloud disappear instantly, but it sure makes it less imposing. Now, the cool thing about gratitude is that it's contagious. When you start acknowledging the good things in your life, you're planting seeds of positivity, and over time, those seeds grow into a beautiful garden of optimism. Every day, find a moment to pause and think about a few things you're thankful for. They don't have to be grand or flashy. It could be your pet's goofy antics, a phone call with a friend, or the taste of your favorite snack. Gratitude is your secret weapon against fear. It's like having a shield of positivity to face whatever comes your way. Start sprinkling that gratitude magic into your daily routine and watch how it helps you kick fear to the curb, one thankful thought at a time. Next, you're going to listen to your inner voice. This is like having a friendly chat with yourself, the kind that you'd have with your best friend over a cup of coffee. Imagine you're facing a challenge and that little voice in your head starts chattering away. Sometimes it can be your biggest cheerleader. Yay, rah, rah, rah. But other times it's like a relentless critic. Now here's the golden rule. If you wouldn't say it to a friend, don't say it to yourself. Think about it. If your friend was tackling the same situation, you'd probably offer words of encouragement, right? You'd remind them of their strengths, their past victories, and how capable they are. So why would you treat yourself any differently? That inner self-talk is a powerful force. It can either lift you up or drag you down. So be mindful of it. When fear creeps in, pay attention to the words you're using. If you're bombarding yourself with negativity, it's time to hit the brakes. Speak to yourself kindly, like you would to that friend who needs a pep talk. Remind yourself of your strengths, your achievements, and the times when you've triumphed over challenges. It's like turning your inner voice into your personal life coach. Imagine fear as the giant obstacle in your path. And when your inner voice is on your side, you're equipping yourself with a trusty sword and shield, and you're ready to face that obstacle with confidence and determination. Next time your inner voice starts chattering away, ask yourself, would I say this to a friend? If the answer is no, flip the script. Replace those negative thoughts with positive affirmations. It's like giving yourself a motivational high five and saying, you've got this. Next is create a new association. This is like rewiring your brain to focus on the sunny side of things, even when fear clouds the horizon. Imagine you're embarking on something big, and that familiar feeling of fear starts creeping in. Your heart might race, your palms might get all sweaty, your back might start hurting, you might get a headache, any of those things that we've talked about that might happen when fear sets in, or whatever it is that happens for you when you get fearful. Start picturing all of the things that could go wrong. But hold on, because you're about to become a master of perspective. First things first, fear is a drama queen. She's a bitch, and she loves her drama. It storms in, it creates a ruckus, and then, like a passing storm, fear moves on. It's temporary. It's like a rain shower on a sunny day. So here's the secret sauce. Instead of getting stuck in the scary in-between moments, keep your eyes on the prize. Think about the positive outcomes you want to achieve. Shift your focus from the storm to the rainbow waiting on the other side. Fear is this bridge that you have to cross. On one side is the fear, the bitch, the big evilness of fear. And on the other side is success, accomplishment, growth. And it's everything you want in your life. Now, when you create this new association, you're basically telling yourself, yeah, fear might show up, but it's just a brief pit stop on the road to something amazing. So, next time fear comes knocking, remind yourself it's temporary and focus on your goals. See yourself crossing that bridge of fear and reaching the other side, that is success and everything that you want. You can become the director of your own blockbuster, where you're the hero who conquers fear and emerges victorious. Fear is a visitor, but you don't have to have that bitchy house guest overstaying her welcome. Keep your sights on your dreams and let her know that she's just a passing guest in your epic journey. Next, we get to look at the glass half full. It's all about viewing life's changes through a more optimistic lens, even when fear is knocking at your door. Life is going to throw curveballs your way. It's just the way life is. And that's when fear starts whispering at the worst case scenarios. You have this rain coming down on your parade, but you're about to become the captain of your own positivity ship. Your perception is like the filter through which you see the world. If you're wearing fear-tinted glasses, everything can look pretty daunting. But what if you switch those lenses to a more optimistic shade? Maintaining a positive outlook doesn't mean ignoring the challenges or pretending that they don't exist. It's about acknowledging them while also seeking out the silver linings, even if it's just one thought at a time. Let's break it down. You've got this recurring negative or fearful thought, like, I'll never be able to do this. Instead of letting fear take over, challenge it. Turn it into a positive affirmation like, I might face challenges, but I'm resilient and I can learn and grow from them. It's like rewiring your brain one thought at a time. Over time, those positive thoughts start to outnumber the negative ones, and you begin to see possibilities where fear used to cast shadows. Imagine fear is this old, creaky door, and every positive thought is like oiling its hinges until it swings wide open to new opportunities. Next time fear tries to rain on your parade, grab your mental umbrella of positivity. Identify those negative thoughts and swap them out for something brighter. It's like becoming the director of your own feel-good movie where you're the star who conquers adversity with optimism. Next, we get to practice breathing exercises. This is like having a pocket-sized Zen master to help you stay cool, calm, and collective, especially when fear comes knocking. Picture this. You're in the middle of a hectic day, and the stress is piling up like a stack of pancakes. Your heart is racing, your thoughts are all over the place, and it feels like you're being pulled in a million different directions. Now it's the time to hit the pause button and bring in the calm. Deep breathing is like a secret weapon for your body and mind. It's your anchor in the storm. When you take slow, deep breaths, it's like telling your nervous system, hey, it's all good. We're in control here. So here's how you do it. Take a moment to do a grounding exercise. Find a quiet spot, if that's possible, or if it's not, simply step away from the chaos for a few minutes. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose, counting to 4. Then exhale slowly through your mouth, counting to 4 again. Repeat this 5 times, preferably, but as many as you're able to. This is going to be like hitting the reset button on your stress levels. Your body will begin to relax, your thoughts will slow down, and you will regain the sense of calm and focus that you're looking for. And here's the bonus. If you start your day with this practice, it's like giving yourself a head start. You're setting a positive tone for the day ahead. You're not letting the chaos dictate your rhythm. You are taking charge. Imagine fear as this gusty wind trying to blow you off course. Deep breathing is your anchor, keeping you steady and on track. Now we come to the next tool, which is creating a safe space. This is going to be like creating a cozy refuge. It can be a physical spot or a tranquil mental getaway, but it's going to be somewhere that you can find solace when fear starts knocking. We've already talked about a number of ways that life can get pretty wild. Sometimes you're dealing with a storm of emotions and it feels like fear is a tornado tearing through your thoughts. That's when you need your safe space. Your safe space is like a warm, reassuring hug from the universe. It's a place where you can take a breather, regroup, and find your inner calm. Now, this space can come in 2 flavors. Like I said, it can be physical or it can be mental. So, for a physical space, it could be your bedroom with its comfy pillows and familiar scent. It could be your favorite cozy corner in a coffee shop where you feel like you're wrapped in a warm blanket of serenity. It doesn't matter. But your safe space can also be a mental oasis, a secret hideaway in your mind, so to speak. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and imagine a place that makes you feel completely at ease. Maybe it's a serene beach with gentle waves lapping the shore, or a lush forest with sunlight filtering through the leaves. So, now that you have your safe space, when fear comes knocking, you can retreat to this haven. Doesn't matter if it's physical or mental, you can retreat there when fear comes knocking. It's your shield against the storm of anxiety. In this safe space, you're free to acknowledge your fears, process them, and find the strength to confront them. Fear is a turbulent sea, and your safe space is a steady lifeboat. It keeps you afloat, giving you the space to regain your composure and chart your course with confidence. Now, remember, these are just a few strategies, and not everything will work for every person. But these are a good starting point, and you can pick and choose the ones you want to try. Maybe you want to try them all. Maybe you're like, no, I'm not going to do that. I didn't like the imagery she associated with that, so I'm not going to try it. Whatever, it's all good. You do you, boo. But if you incorporate some or all of these techniques into your life, then you're not letting fear hold you back. And you are taking a proactive approach to your life, and you're unlocking your full potential. So try them out, see what works for you, and let go of what doesn't.
Love this podcast? How about giving me a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or on your favorite podcast app? If you want more content from me, subscribe to my newsletter over at livingmoonmeditation.com. And if you'd like to help me keep the lights on, I appreciate your donations. I have the links for that in the show notes.